Hey guys. So I know it's been a minute. Things have been really crazy. Um, I don't even know how to explain this absence. It's just been crazy. So I really just came on today to explain this. It had a lot of questions about it. Um, so basically, there's a man that lives in lived on the same property that we do, and not a good guy. Not gonna get into details about his life because that's not my business. I will say though that he allegedly beats his girlfriend on the regular. Not me, because he wouldn't be facing assault charges right now if he beat me on the regular. But anyways, so there was a confrontation between my daughter and her friend and this guy at their job, and he followed them back here and proceeded to continue the confrontation here. It escalated, both sides are arguing, blah, blah, blah. So the girls took off to get away from him and end it. And he had parked his car and gotten out and chased them. One of them was headed to the other girl was headed to her room. My daughter was headed to my room. She didn't make it to my room. I heard her screaming, but I didn't realize it was her. So because of where we live, I'm not going outside. I'm not getting involved. I'm not going outside. If the screaming continues, I'll call the cops, but I'm not going outside. But then I heard the other girl scream at him to get off of my daughter, and as she ran by to help her, she banged on my door. So I proceeded to go outside. He had both girls backed up against a tree, and they were like, my daughter had her arms out in front of the other girl trying to protect her, and he was yelling at them and advancing on them. And so I ran over and got in between them, and I was like, whoa, 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 what the fuck is going on? Like, I don't think so. And this dude, now let me explain this to you. I have been in some situations with men. So I don't want to say I don't back down, because depending on the situation, like if I know that I can't handle myself, I will. Had I known that he was a known woman beater and had no problems putting his hands on a woman, I definitely would have handled the situation differently, as far as like having my guard up and being ready to be attacked, but I didn't. All I know is some dude is yelling at my daughter. So, and he's 6 feet tall. Okay, he's over 6 foot. Tall, skinny guy. So not like scrawny, skinny. I mean, he's got some muscle, but he's definitely bigger than us. So I got in between them, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And he's like, this bitch spit on me, and like came at me. And as he came at me, I put my hands up, because he's actually on a sidewalk that's above where I'm standing on the dirt. And so I put my hands up like this, and I pushed him out of my face, and I was like, nope, we ain't doing that tonight. Nope, I don't play that. No. And when I did that, my hands are literally like on his chest. That's how much he had a height difference on me. So I pushed him away, and that set him off. He was instantly on top of me. All I remember is him hitting me like full force, like his chest in my face. And what we've pieced together from all the people that were upstairs watching and the people that were downstairs and saw it, because, around here, you get kicked out if you call the cops. So ain't nobody want to get involved. Ain't nobody want to help save a bitch. That's just the way it is over here, because management will kick you out. So, he actually tried to hit me, but when he came back at me the second time, I had ducked and put my hands up like this to try to push him away again. And so I guess he missed and decided to, like, I don't know, some of the guys said it looked like he tried to hit me, but then he grabbed my head, and he literally took my head and slammed me to the ground. So where I'm standing is underneath a tree. It's hard packed dirt and tree roots. And so instantly when it hit this one in my face, my head bounced. I vividly remember him being on me and then my head bouncing off the ground. And I can honestly say, of all the shit I've been through, I've never, like, I don't know. I know somebody watching this video knows exactly what I'm talking about, that, like, I vividly remember, like, my head bounced. And I was very dazed. I'm not entirely sure how long it took me to get up, but I know that when I got up, I was very, like, confused and unsteady. But, like, my whole focus when I got up was, where the fuck is he? Because now you have pissed me off. That's all I care. Where is he? Where is he? And then to my left, and I can already feel this swelling. I'm not concerned with anything else that has happened to me at this point. I can feel this swelling. My daughter is looking at my face, and I know it's bad because she is screaming. She's not even verbally saying anything. She is just screaming. And the room right here opens up, and I look straight at him, and I said, call the fucking cops. And he's like, what? Why? Like, nobody wanted, and he still stood there, standing outside his door. Now, I'm assuming you have a cell phone, so call the cops. People start coming out of the building behind us, which is my building, and I'm screaming at everybody I see, just call the cops, call the cops. And then I'm like, where is he? Where is he? The guys come down from this building. They're like, it's okay, Mom. And he's leaving. He's leaving. No, 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 he's not leaving. He's not going to run away and get away with this. Where is he? And they're like, he got in the car. He left. No, what car? What car? And I still cannot stand up on my own. I cannot focus. And by the time I figure out that he is in a car and trying to leave, I start stepping towards the parking lot, and everybody's like, no, he's gone. And then security shows up. Security, courtesy patrol, shows up. And she's like, what happened? And I'm like, I don't even know this guy. I don't know where he came from. I don't know where he is. And somebody said he lives here. And I'm like, that's cool. He got to come back home sometime. And but my daughter, after she stopped screaming, well, in between screaming, calls the cops. She's the only one who called the cops. And she relayed to the officer that I had been hurt. They did not send an ambulance. They only sent police response. When the officer got there, he was an asshole. I've never, like, our cops in this town, I love them because I have family that work for TCPD. I have long time family friends and personal friends that have worked for TCPD. I know them very well. But this one, I have never yelled at a police officer in my life, but I yelled at this one. Because every time we tried to speak, he would interrupt us. And then he would, like, when he got there, my face is already, so, like, I can see, like, when you look down and you can tell that your face is swollen, like, I could already see the skin puffing up underneath my eye and, like, around my eyes. I was trying to look around. And he was like, oh, you need medical? I mean, like, they had brought me paper towels because my chin had busted. My chin was busted open. Not, like, I didn't need stitches, but it was bleeding. And he's like, oh, you need medical? And I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to know if I need stitches. And so, and then we were like, I was trying to tell him what happened. And he's like, oh, so somebody spit on him. And I'm like, no, I didn't say that. What I said was that's what he's trying to say. But I didn't see any evidence anywhere of him. Like, there was no spit on him. He's wearing a light gray t-shirt. It was not wet anywhere. There's no evidence that my daughter, her friend, a sprinkler, or God himself spit on that boy. And regardless of whether anybody spit on him before I came outside, that didn't okay him to do this. And so then the paramedics get there. I'm still trying, this officer wants my ID. And the paramedics are like, let's not worry about that right now. Let's get some ice on that. Let's get you looked at. So he's like, come to the ambulance. And the cop stops me from getting up off the stairs and goes, no, I need your ID. So the EMT literally elbows him out of the way, gets in between me and the cop, and helps me up off the stairs and goes, "You can do that in a minute. We're going to put you in the ambulance." And I turned around and I said, "The next cop I talk to better not be you. Because I don't deserve you being rude to me and cutting me off and not allowing me to get medical attention and being an asshole and acting like this is my fault." So we go through this whole thing. He's like, "I'll meet you at the hospital and I'll get your statement," because he stayed on property to get my daughter's statement and her friend's statement. Nobody else is willing to say anything. Everybody else around here was like, "We didn't see anything. We came out after we heard the screaming," which is bullshit. Because they were all standing upstairs. And then they so I get to the hospital and I'm pissed, okay? Because I know I'm going to be in the hospital for a hot minute. They're going to want to do all these tests. And, like, I'm pissed because I'm supposed to work in the morning. And everybody's like, "You're not going to be able to work in the morning," because I drive for a rideshare app. And my eyes swelled shut. I mean, it's 11 o'clock at night and I'm supposed to be at work at 3 o'clock in the morning, and my eye is swelling shut. So I'm like really upset. I'm really pissed because that's money that I'm losing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay my bills. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, pay for my car payment. So I was really mad. And then, so I had a minor concussion, no breaks, thankfully. He also, you can see where the bruising is fading now. It's still kind of scraped up, but all of this, that happened on a Thursday night. This, I guess it was a deeper bruise because all of this on my elbow didn't show up. The bruise didn't show up until like late Sunday night. And then all of a sudden I woke up Monday morning, basically in the middle of the night, Sunday to Monday. And my whole elbow was blue, because the bruise had finally surfaced. My knee is still all skinned up and scabbed over, and bruised. The bruise is now yellow and healing. My eye swelled shut. I couldn't work Friday and Saturday. Sunday, I probably should not have worked because the few hours that I did work, I was in so much pain. My head hurt, my arm and my leg hurt. I was just in pain. And it's cut my income so much that I lost my car. So now I'm scrambling, trying to find a car to borrow. So there's issues with like insurance to be able to do that. I have had to ask for money from other people to pay my rent the last 2 weeks. And I mean, I already said I lost my car, because I couldn't afford the weekly rental on it. I mean, this has really, really messed me up. And his dad went and bailed him out, brought him back to property. He had his girlfriend, who he does this to on a regular, approached my daughter and her friend, while he stood downstairs and waited for them. We called the cops. We got told that we're a nuisance. Management said, if you keep calling the cops, we're going to have to kick you out. Even though he's been criminal trespass, so he's not even supposed to be on property. So we're technically supposed to legally call the cops whenever we see him. Or take pictures that are have a date and time on them to show that he was on property. And he'll be arrested. And we could get, restraining orders to keep him away from us and stuff. But no, management told us, we're going to be a nuisance, and that the police won't respond to our calls anymore because we're just a nuisance. Yeah. So, but things have quieted down. He's leaving us alone. His family's not messing with us. His girlfriend's not messing with us. I talked to PD and they said that there's no investigation It's already done. The responding officer, the one that was such an asshole, has already determined through his on-site investigation that it was this man who assaulted me. He's already been charged. Basically, he's just waiting to go before a judge and be, you know, guilty, not guilty, and sentenced. Which he'll probably plead not guilty, which I don't know. I don't know how any lawyer would advise him to do that, because it's very obvious what he did. I have what it looks like today is like literally nothing, because the next morning my eye, I mean, all of this that you see now that is like fading and kind of yellowish and red was completely purple and swollen shut. I'm trying to see. I've had so many pictures taken of me that, like, I don't even know if you can. That's what I look like the next morning. That's what my eye looked like. And as the day, and it's crazy because as the days went on, like, it actually got darker and looked worse. I'm trying to see. So that was in the morning. This was later that day. Like, it just got worse. And of all the injuries I've ever sustained from my life experiences, I've never had a black eye. If you can believe that. I've never had a black eye, and that's crazy to me. That all the sorry, messages. I've never had a black eye. Like, I mean, I guess that makes sense of all the things that you never want to fuck up their face. I mean, wow. And never again. Of all the injuries that this is the most annoying pain. Like, I'm still swollen, like on the bone right here and right here, there's still huge knots because the bone bruised. So there's still huge knots right there that are super sensitive and tender. And like, I can't even put a shirt on and have it touch my face because it's so painful. I can't put regular ice packs. I have to use like a gel pack or something soft because the regular ice packs hurt. So, and it's itchy. I didn't know it would be itchy. Oh, it's aggravating to say the least. But the money loss, I mean, the money loss has been like, I've lost my car. And now this week, because of the insurance issues, because I lost my car and I have to borrow somebody else's car. So I have to get insurance and nobody wants to cover for what I do. And it's, I mean, I've lost total now a week worth of income, and my I mean, that's well over $1,000. I've probably lost closer to $1,500 in income this last week, and there's nothing I can do about it. Like, now I'm stuck without a car. I can't work at all, and there are literally people that defend him, that are defending him. I had a guy tell me, because I yelled at him, because I was like, you didn't even come downstairs and help when he was, oh. What are you doing, Scarlett? You want to be in the video? You want to say hi? You can say hi. Say hi. This is Scarlett. She's one of our babies. She wants attention. So, oh, no attention. You want to play with my stuff. Okay. So, but there was a guy, and they were standing upstairs the entire time that, you know, he was the initial argument between this guy and my daughter and her friend was taking place, and that he had chased them, and these guys are standing upstairs watching. He goes, well, I came down when you fell. I didn't fall. Do I look like I fell? Do I look like I fell? I didn't fall. I was thrown to the ground defending my daughter, who this man had just chased through the parking lot. You know? So, Charlotte, what are you doing? Charlotte. Now, Scarlett had attention, so now Charlotte, these are our twins. Charlotte, she's not. She's more of our feisty one. So, yeah, I mean, and then of course, they're like, well, who else saw this? And I'm like, pretty much everybody in the both buildings. Pretty much everybody in both buildings, because we were screaming so loud. Me and my daughter were screaming so loud, and honestly, I think it was her, that there are people halfway across property that heard us and came outside. Because I remember one group of people that came out and knew who he was and gave us the room number that he lives in and, you know, his name. And they live 2 buildings over from us. And they were like, we heard screaming, so we came outside and followed it. But ain't nobody seen nothing? Really? Because you get kicked out if you see something. So yeah, but there are people that like are literally defending him, like his dad. His dad flipped me off. Flipped me off. We happened to walk by each other because his parents live here too. We happened to walk by each other on property, and Clyde was walking by. Clyde or Clive, I don't know. Clyde and Jackie, I don't know. But I happened to be walking by them, and my daughter was like, don't say nothing, don't say nothing. And she's trying to push me away like he's going to jump on me. And I took my sunglasses off because this is like Saturday. I think it's Saturday or Sunday. And I was like, no, I ain't going to say nothing, but I'm damn sure going to walk around this property and let everybody see what his son did to me. And as we walked by, he flipped me off with both hands. Well, at least we know where he learned how to beat women. So, it's just been a whole ridiculous ordeal. And, like, the money thing is what pisses me off. Like, I can't even work now because I lost my car. So now I can't, you know, I can't go get another car because I haven't worked, so I don't have enough money. And I'm trying to get insurance so that I can borrow somebody's car, but nobody wants to cover me because I work with rideshare. I finally found out there are a couple of insurance companies, so hopefully Monday or Tuesday we can get that straightened out. But like, I'm so far behind already. It's so frustrating. And nobody helps. Nobody wants to help. Nobody wants to, you know, it just is so frustrating. And like, there are people who, it's ridiculous. It is freaking ridiculous. The amount of people who are defending him, and the number of times that I've been asked, well, what did you do? I pushed him off my daughter. That's what I did. I got in between him and his target, who, by the way, was another woman. And y'all gonna defend this asshole. It's disgusting to me. It's absolutely disgusting. So, anyways, anybody who wants to help, my Cash App is in bio. And that's crazy because I don't, like, that feels weird even saying that. But like, at this point, I can't say no to any help, you know? It's just so disgusting. And this happens to people every day. The fact that this happens so often, and our society will defend this asshole. Our society and the way things are now they'll defend him. And this isn't just about like man on woman violence. This goes deeper than that. This encompasses everything. from this assault, man on woman assault, to domestic violence, sexual assault, Roe v. Wade. I mean, this is all about, this boils down to the majority of men in society wanting to control women. And I don't understand it. I don't think I've ever understood, because a woman will provide a home for you, will provide children for you, will even work to help you pay for those children in that home, and you still trying to bring her down and treat her like shit. Women were not put here to serve you. Women were put here to be a companion for man. And I believe wholeheartedly that the majority of men in society today take advantage of that. And you know what? When you treat a woman like the queen she is, she will do everything for you. She will provide a home, she'll cook and clean, she will do everything for you. Because that's what we do. We're homemakers. Like, some of us want to get out and work because being at home all day can get a little stressful and a little boring, and I don't like to be cooped up at home. I mean, I don't mind being the homemaker, but I don't want to be cooped up at home either. Like, that's not the only place that I can be. I can do other things. But the fact that you take advantage of women like that and treat them like the way you do and expect them to just bend over for you, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. It's wrong. And one day you're going to run into a bitch like me who's going to stand up and fight back. It's just, I mean, and we need to talk about it. Women, we need to talk about it. We need to band together and talk about this and fight back and stand up for ourselves, because it will never stop. It will never stop. And I commend everybody who is protesting, all the congresswomen that have protested and been arrested because they're protesting in the Supreme Court. I commend you. Any woman who has protested or stood up for harbored victims of assault or abuse, worked in a shelter, been in a shelter, I commend you, because you stood up and said enough is enough. And I don't believe that all men are dogs. I don't believe that men are shit. I don't believe that women are superior or anything like that. I'm not an extremist, but I do believe that the majority of society has been taught that men rule, and that's just, we are equal. We are equal. We are equal in the fact that we should be equal partners, and the things that I can't do, you should be able to do, and the things that you can't do, like bearing children, I do. But no situation should one of us be putting down the other, or hurting the other, or abusing the other, or taking advantage of the other. It's wrong. God created us to be an equal partnership. And I just, like this, but that's okay, because now I know who you are, and if you ever come at me again, I'm ready, because I know now who I'm dealing with. It's just so, like, I don't know what else to say. I think I'm going to leave it at that, because it's just, we need to stand up. We need to stand up and make a change. So I'm going to leave it at that, because, I mean, there's not really much else to say about it. So I love you guys, and hopefully I will see you again soon.